Hello again, everyone, for yet again another video. Now, before we get to the main point of this video, it's going to be a discussion video. We haven't done one in a while. You might realize, or not realize, you might remember this little tidbit of news from, it was like February of last year or whatever, so quite a while ago. But it ties in with the main point of this story, and I believe I actually did a video of this a year ago or whatever, back on this. But this was back when Miyamoto says that our biggest downfall last year was that we failed to communicate the true value of Wii U, failed to make children persuade their parents to buy our product for them, and failed to offer products that parents could not resist, Miyamoto admitted. That's the key information there from this old article. This, and the topic of this video, I should clarify, is about the Wii U user base, who it is, who it's not, basically. So, and also it ties in with Nintendo's way of thinking and what they're actually doing, and the actions that they're taking are the complete opposite of what they should be doing to their target base that is the current Wii U user base. And if you don't understand what I'm babbling about, don't worry, I'll break it down. So for this old chunk of information, the key part here was, failed to make children persuade their parents to buy our products for them, and failed to offer products that parents could not resist. So, the first part there, failed to make children persuade their parents to buy our products, meaning you failed to have kids get the Wii U, meaning there's not many kids on the Wii U, or who own a Wii U. Now, I want to go to the actual main article here. I gotta wait for it to load. And again, the main article itself here, it's not the target. The main thing is one little chunk that Miyamoto, again, talks about. This was about him, his digital creations coming to life in Universal theme parks. But this paragraph right here is the key one. We've come to the point, excuse me, where the kids who grew up playing Nintendo games are now parents who have their own kids, even though that's not true for me. I mean, I've grown up, but no, I don't have kids. I think for them it will be a tremendous experience. So, right here, Miyamoto is saying we've come to the point where the kids who grew up with us are now adults. And that other article, where you said you failed to get kids to get the Wii U, therefore, who does the Wii U, or who the hell has the Wii U? It's not the Nintendo haters, because then that'd be a hypocrite, you know. It's not the kids. It's not the casuals, because they're with smartphones and tablets. Who the hell has the Wii U then? The 10 million Wii U's out there. Who the fuck are the people that has them? Other than myself, you know? Clearly, your target user base, and there was also that video I did a video on a video before about how, I think it was with the Unity engine, it was like a presentation or something. I can't remember the exact details, but how the Wii U's user base was mainly 18 to 34-year-old males, and like 1% kids 12 years old and under. So, again, we're kind of getting back to the main point here, which is the fact that there are really not that many kids who own a Wii U or play the Wii U, and yet your decisions to, you know, oh, no voice chat in Splatoon, no voice chat in this game, no, you know, online play in this game, no, you know, saying swears on Miiverse, no private communities, no, you know, super strict things. And the issue is, Miyamoto himself has basically confirmed, back in the past, you know, a year ago, and, well, a little bit more than that, and now, that it's not the kids, you know, anymore. So, why are you treating the adults, the people who, I should say, the people who got the Wii U basically were the one, something you can, bleh, you know, you could say nostalgia played a factor. Not a bad thing. But why are you treating the people, the core fans, aka the people who used to be kids and are now adults, why are you treating us like we're still kids? You see the problem there? We grew up, Nintendo. You didn't. You see the problem there? Well, at least Miyamoto is aware of the target user base. But Nintendo doesn't want to actually apply what needs to be applied to that user base. For some reason, I know, Nintendo's old-fashioned. People say that time and time again, and it's true. They are a very, very, very stubborn company. There's no doubt about that. But that doesn't excuse them for treating the adults, the 18 to 34-year-old males, like children. Simple as that. Why don't we have voice chat? Oh, well, it's to protect the kids. What kids? What kids? Yes, there are some who have the Wii U. Now, remember the last time we had the information, it was like 1% was 12 years and old, or 12 years old or under. And let's say, like, it's about 10 million Wii U user base right now. 1% of that is, what, 10,000? Something like that? I don't know, my math is off right now. Either way, the point is, and let's just say it is, but either way, that's a very little amount. You realize the minority, a very teeny, it's not even like, oh, 51% majority, 49% minority. It's literally 99% majority against 1% minority. And you're targeting your philosophy to the 1% minority and saying fuck you to the 99%. The ones who have stuck by you. The ones who have been there since we were kids. That if it wasn't for us buying, or getting our parents back at the time, to buy the NES, you wouldn't be around. Not in North America, anyway. So, again, why? What is the problem? And it's obvious, it's not only just Iwata, it's the Nintendo way of thinking, it's their stubbornness, it's their stuck in the past, it's the way their board of directors is set. Where Iwata himself said this, when they have to come to a conclusion of an idea, or a concept, or anything, a decision, all members of the board must agree to it. If even one says nope, then the idea can't happen. Because remember how Iwata at one point said Party Chat would come to Wii U at some point in its life. Now granted, the Wii U's not over yet, but imagine if it comes like the last year of the Wii U's life, that's so going to be utterly ridiculous. So if one board member says, nope, don't want that, well, too bad, so sad, they can't have it then. Do you see how much of a backwards way of thinking that is? And maybe that worked for you in the past, I mean, that way, I could understand in the past why it was set up that way. That way no one member of the board could kind of have a hidden agenda, to try and steer the company in a way that is not the way the CEO wants it to go. And I understand that. It worked in the past. Because, Yamauchi, the former president, he did a fucking great job. NES, SNES, N64, and GameCube. Rest in peace, Yamauchi again. But, still, that way is so old school that, usually they say old school's better, but there are some exceptions where old school needs to be upgraded to new school. So, I honestly believe that it doesn't even matter. People are like, there's already people out there saying, oh, Wii U is a failure, but the NX will be a success, blah, blah, blah. You can't say that. You can't. No matter what, you can't say that. It's up in the air. And until Nintendo changes at the very top, think of it as like, what's the word? An umbrella, An open umbrella, and it's raining. The water drips down on top of the umbrella, or it hits the top, and goes around, like, slides off the top of the umbrella, and falls all around the bottom. The area under the umbrella, aka the Nintendo fans, never gets wet. Never gets, they just are dry over and over. Nothing changes. It's the same fucking thing. What needs to happen is replace the higher-ups at Nintendo, or forcibly get them to fucking wake up, which I don't think is even possible, and close that umbrella, and let the rain come down, and just flood everyone with great content. Or even better yet, take the umbrella down because it's not raining anymore, it's a sunny day. But my point is, things need to change at Nintendo. Because Miyamoto is aware of things, but he's not in charge. Sure, he's a higher up, but he isn't. I don't even know if he's on the board of directors, to be brutally honest. But either way, things need to change. I mean, if you disagree, then you might be a Nintendo fanboy. In fact, you probably are. And it's just that simple. And I haven't used that catchphrase in a long time. It's just that simple. I feel like there was one other thing I was going to say. Oh, yeah. And I don't know how easy it is for that change to happen, to replace all the board of directors. I've heard people say, oh, just fire them all. It's not that simple. Because back then, in the past, that same rule that they put into effect is still in effect now. Where, say Iwata wanted to fire, any one of the other guys, then it couldn't happen. Because for a decision to be made, every one of them must agree. So if one of them is, if one of them is going to be fired, he has to basically agree to be fired for it to work. So it's like a safe, a fail-safe. So I'm not really sure if anything's ever really going to change at Nintendo to make it back to where it needs to be the top dog, the global juggernaut. Sure, their games are always going to be top-notch, but everywhere else, they're kind of like spinning in circles, not going anywhere. They're not failing as a company. They still got a crap ton of money, but they aren't going to the, fucking atmosphere. They're not going anywhere. They're just sitting there going in a circle. So, unless somehow, some way, the higher-ups at Nintendo get switched around, or replaced, I think nothing is going to change with Nintendo in the coming years and the coming generations of consoles. And I mean, if Yamauchi was still alive, I highly doubt he would have ever went to mobile. He would have been like, nope. But I guess everyone at Nintendo, all the higher-ups said, yeah, sure, we'll do it. Probably because of the investors, but still. Either way, the only time that Nintendo's going to change, I hate to say it, I think is going to be when these higher-up guys retire, or if they don't retire, when they die of old age. That's going to be the only way that new blood gets put in. Sure, Nintendo has new blood, new young blood developers, like the guys from Splatoon, which is great. And Miyamoto's taking care of them. That's great. But while games are your key component, they are not the only important component in Nintendo. You gotta think. You gotta pay attention. And I know, Iwata, you're very bad at paying attention to the rest of the world outside of Japan. Reggie is supposed to be, the whole point of his job is supposed to be able to tell you what the fucking North Americans want. But sorry Reggie, but I've said this once before, you're spineless. I don't know why you don't want to be honest with Iwata. You just seem to want to, play your 3DS and, have a few jokes here and there, and you're a nice guy, and, you're my body is Reggie thing and everything, but you need to be more serious sometimes. You need to actually get shit done. So, I don't know. I just, I feel like things aren't going to change, even though I did say, like, did that whole video where, like, oh, Nintendo's dead, and I've said, the Nintendo we knew is changing. That's true, but that's not the change I'm talking about. I'm talking about a positive change, not a negative one. Because Nintendo is changing, but for the worse. And ironically, it's because of their refusal to evolve and, upgrade and pay attention to modern times. Now, I'm not saying, oh, modern times means mobile and all that. No, no, no. I'm saying modern people. What needs to be happening for the consumers on, what connects us. And again, not smartphones, but it's 2015. We should be able to talk with our friends on our game systems. For crying out loud. And for hell, or not for hell, what's the word? For crying out loud, split the fucking, messaging system for friends apart from the Miiverse. Because again, I've said this in a lot of Miiverse shenanigans. Tell me how, if you're banned, being unable, I should say, to message your friends while banned, how is that logical? Are you saying the ability to communicate with people is a privilege? Like, really? Even fucking prison inmates are able to talk to each other. Now, granted, you know, that's not over online or anything. That's fair point. But I'm saying even prisoners are given more freedom and more basic things than us from you, Nintendo. For some reason, you're ruling with an iron fist and becoming a dictatorship. Why do you think that North American adults shouldn't be able to talk to each other online, huh? You want to protect us from us? I think we're not kids. We know what's best for us. We know what's good for us. We, you know, if we want to swear casually, that's just life. That just happens. Hell, Reggie himself on E3 last year, like the year before this one, he was just like, I'll come back next time and I'll kick your ass or whatever for Smash Bros. World Tournament or whatever. So, you can't have your cake and eat it too, Nintendo. If you're going to have some people swearing, and we adults swear casually, or whether it's, I mean, it's different from if you're harassing someone swearing, or if you're just, you know, playing a game together being like, ah, fuck, man, this guy got me, this sucks, you know. But, either way, Nintendo, you gotta change. And to the people out there who are honestly, like, excited for the NX, I'm sure the concept will be new, and I'm sure it'll be exciting, you know. But if you honestly think, like, oh, they'll have a great launch with, you know, 15, 20 launch games with their all main franchises of a Mario game, a Zelda game, a Mario Kart, you know, a Donkey Kong, I already said Zelda, you know, Pikmin 4 or something like that, an F-Zero, another Star Fox, like, you're delusional. A Metroid, there's another one. If you think they're not going to repeat the same mistakes, NX is going to be revealed, there's going to be some buzz, people are going to start bashing it already before it even comes out, saying it's weaker than the PS4 and Xbox One, much like how Wii U, oh, it's weaker than Xbox 360 PS3, which was stupid to begin with, but that's going to all repeat itself. As they say, history repeats itself. And it's fine if you want to get excited for NX, but if you honestly expect the success of NX just to automatically, oh, it's automatically going to be better than Wii U, then you're wrong. It has the potential to, you know, anything's possible. Maybe if they have lightning in a bottle again, like the Wii, and they can somehow create some kind of concept that manages to snag the casuals back, then yeah, they'll have a successful console that sells really well. On the, you know, but that's still a negative because it means you got the casuals back. They're just a temporary user base. So, I don't know, I've babbled on and on. I could go on for another 10 minutes or so, but this is a long enough video. I'm still not done with videos, so, as always, come back for more. We'll see you then.